So they raided me in California. They couldn't find me. I was shot up in Mississippi. But I had proof that I wasn't out there, so I had action at that case right there. But anyway, I was on the run for 5 years. You know, I mean, they tried to give me some shit in Mississippi, but I had proof I wasn't there. And once by the time I was pimping, and I had some little holes in one of my little houses, and one of them called and said that he was a federal fugitive, and they raided the place and found out my real name. They took me to jail. So when I was in the county jail, I had pictures. I tell stories. I'm telling, I was out there balling this, that, and the other. So one hater was like, oh, he wasn't balling. He was hating on me. I said, I got the pictures right here. And so he was like, oh, I know them bitches. And he was talking shit. I was like, we don't know nothing about these people. So he got mad and tried to swing on me. I turned around, took him in the cell, beat him up. So he made 2 knives that night. And I came out to the day room. He attacked me with the knives, you know, but I end up taking one of his knives from him, stabbing him with the knife, with his own knife, and then the guards ran in with the block gun. I don't know if you know the block gun. Shoot a big wooden block, and shot me point blank in the head with the block gun. Tore all this back. He shot me in the head and the ass. And I was laying in a puddle of blood, and that's how I ended up in the hole. Then that's what, I don't know, like, so for some reason, getting hit in the head that hard just knocked some sense into me. Because I just started writing poetry in my mind. I don't know how I became a poet overnight. It's like everything in my life, I just started flashbacking on, and I was start writing poems in my head. But I wanted to it was so good. I was like, I need to put this on paper. That's when I asked the guard, like, hey, say here, man, you class on writing with me? He threw me a little half of pencil on there and some brown, the old brown writing paper, the old school brown writing, threw it under the door to me, and I started writing, because I didn't have that with paper. So I started writing poetry, real small poetry, and I started writing that, and I was like, everybody said you should write a book. And I was thinking about, so I went from my poetry writing to, I just started the first chapter of my book, Sitting in the Hole. But first I couldn't even, when I couldn't see, all this was stitched up, closed up. So I was doing the poetry in my head. And I was visualizing me on stage and visualizing me with a different life. And then when my eyes opened up a little bit, that's when I asked for the pen and the paper, the pencil and the paper. And I started writing poetry, and I wrote the first chapter of my book on some scrabble paper until I got out the hole later on. And I kept that paper. I knew this was some good shit. I said, I'm gonna put this on something. I'm gonna write this on something better. So I kept that. That's when it first started me writing.
Your poems are profound. You can tell. You literally wrote it when you couldn't see.
Right.
Like that is some inspired. That's biblical too.
Yeah. It's like my first poems were like religious poems. I got spiritual. And they were religious. And then I started thinking about all the gangster stuff I saw. And I'm not no rapper and that stuff. And my words were just coming together rhyming. So I just started writing poetry. I wrote 209 poems, in a short period of time, and 1,180 pages of a book.
And talking about that book, let's talk about, okay, so you had that court date. I want to talk about this court dates because I think it'll be an interesting story. And then let's talk about redemption.
Right.
Before we talk about the other things we got to do today. I want to talk about court. You were in court and you saw some of the women that you talked about that you thought loved you testified.
Oh yeah, they testified.
It's like a movie.
Yeah. I thought
got you.
Yeah, I thought that. So I met her in LA. So I was up until I did that robbery. I was up. I had like me and Shaquille O'Neal, the only one who had a Burgundy Navigator at the time. My shit on his shit. I had the AMEs, 3-piece AMEs, got them shipped over from Japan that they didn't even know existed, or the run flat bulletproof tires when it first came out. I had them in the West Palms in LA was an apartment complex that all the stars start off at. It's the West Palms, it's a luxury apartments, it's not too far from the Forum. Most of the basketball Lakers lived there one time, and got to keep the little girls there. So I met Shaq's girlfriend. I ain't gonna say her name. Yeah, I met Shaq's girlfriend, and then and I cracked her. And next thing I got her carrying bags of drugs and laundering money, and I got her, she never seen no thug with this much bread. So I cracked her and stuff. And I ain't gonna lie, I fell in love with that girl, you know what I mean? She's a grad student, you know what I mean? A sorority girl, you know, and I felt I shouldn't even had her. She was a beautiful genius, you know? So, but once I got her, it was like, I felt that, and she's nothing now. You know, even I started messing with a whole bunch of girls, but at the same time, I took good care of them. And you know, when they raided my house when I was in Mississippi, they raided my house. She was in the house when they raided, and I didn't know she told. Yeah, I didn't know she rolled over me. So all the whole time she telling me this, I got her bailed out of jail. I got a lawyer. All the time I'm in Mississippi, I was doing all this stuff for her. I flew her out to Mississippi and everything, and till I got to that court and realized that them girls told on me because I moved two of them in. I had two of them. I met her and I met another one, and I made them live with me. I didn't make them. They was their choice. I told them, I'm not. Either both of you, I don't want none of you, and they both decided to stay. So I had both of them live with me, but like I said, court date. And I found out this is your evidence right here. It was them, you know what I mean? So they cracked on me, you know. I was hurt a little bit, you know, but it happened. Ain't no honor among thieves.
Okay. Redemption. So what was the moment that, because you talked, there's a couple of different smaller moments. What to you was the bigger moment where you felt like I need to make a difference? Let's talk about you getting out. This is after you're out.
It really didn't start to jail. My redemption didn't start to.
Yeah, it didn't start. So
yeah.
Talk about the redemption part, but then I want to skip also to you helping other young men, because you are the OG. You've been through all of it.
Right.
Yeah, some of them they pretended, but you actually been through it.
Right.
Can you talk about that moment and then the help?
Okay, it's two things. Before I could change my life, I had to get rid of my pride. That was hard to do. So I'm gonna tell you a quick story that made me. Most black men die from pride. You know what I mean? This is what ain't nobody punk me. I tell people this all the time. I say, I'm a buster, but my pride and conscience, them gangsters, they'll team up and tell me to get him. Don't let them do that to you. You know what I mean? And much I don't want to do it, my pride and my conscience and my pride, they make me act, you know? So, there was a big white boy in jail that was punking everybody. He's get their drugs, take their dope, don't pay nobody, you know what I mean? He said something to me out of line one day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see how much skinhead you got in you. And I went to visit one day, and I went to the closet, and he said, you want to see me? And I was totally unexpected by this. And I was like, yeah, I couldn't say no. He said, come on the closet right here. We go to the closet, I rush him, boom, boom, boom. I'm beating him. I dropped him 2, 3 times. Get up, boom, 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 get up, boom, boom. But he had one last punch in him and slid me down the wall. Bah, bust all this open. I'm talking about. And then when the brothers watched my back, the white boy knocked out Romeo. So that right. So now they couldn't wait till somebody to do something to me. The white boy knocked Romeo out. So that's hard on me. So even though I had him busted up, leaking, so I had to go back sneak past the guard, get to my cell without them see me leaking. Then push the buttons. Hey, I was mopping my floor. I had to put soap on the floor. I was mopping my floor and I fell. I hit my eye right here, and they took me out, stitched me up. So I went and made me some knives. I said, I'm killing this white boy. He gonna die. But the old gangster, old crip dude said, hey, Ron, come here, man. He said, man, don't fuck your life off over that right there, man. He said, look at that white boy. You the only one ever gave him a fight. Look how he look. He already said he lost. Why you listen to these guys pumping you up to catch a murder in here? For nothing, you know what I mean? And it made a lot of sense to me, because I remember last time around, the guy tried to stab me, I stabbed him. I got 4 years of 80 for stabbing the guy when I got shot. They gave me 4 more years on top of my sentence. So, and I thought about that, because he knew about that. Remember he moved to wife? And I was like, so once I came out, I didn't do nothing to the white boy. And he showed me a lot of love. You know you really won. He told me that. He said, you know the times you had me down and you let me get up? You could have finished me then, but you didn't. That's why when he dropped me, he didn't do nothing to me. And so when I learned to walk around there, like whatever, all the dudes laughing, I got he got you. I swallowed my pride. That hurt it, but I did. That's how I knew I was changing. So then I came home. I learned to swallow pride. Then I came home. I was a different person. But I went back to the streets. I got caught selling dope again. And when they put them last cuffs on me, and I know how old I was, I said, man, I'm not doing this shit no more. I don't care. My philosophy right now is I'd rather be broken free than rich and can't spend it. You know what I mean? So I know a lot of guys in jail, multi-millionaires, they can't spend it. It's on canteen. They can't spend $15 million on canteen, you know what I mean? So when I went to jail, I was like, I'm done. I told my lawyer, man, I said, man, whatever you do, I don't care, get my wife out. I just want to beat this case or whatever. I know they got me. They got audio and video. I said, man, just give me the best deal you can get me, man. And I guarantee you, boy, my life has changed. I promise you, I'm never coming back to jail again. You know, but he loved me right now today because he said, I kept my word. So when I went to jail, I told the homies in there, I said, man, I'm done with this. I don't care. You know who I am. I ain't got nothing to prove to you. I did my tour duty. I said, do not come to my cell and bother me unless we have full-fledged racial war. I don't want to hear nothing about you and the Crip got in the argument in the yard. We got to go to war. You and somebody, you know, that had nothing to do with. Leave me alone out there. If we have full-fledged racial war, come get me. I'll go to war for you. That's the only way. So when I was in jail, I went to school, did the fiber optics, the copper-based system. I got fire certificates. It got me out a little bit early. They were trying to give me 40 years. I beat my strike. My lawyer, the lawyer got the strike struck, got halftime on it. The girl told on me. They gave me they ran it concurrent with the rest of my shit. They gave me 10 years. I had 13 years. Halftime was 5 from the 10. They ran the 3 concurrent, so I had 5 years to do. I got all my certificates. I came home and I said, I'm done. I'm done. So then I went to I found a company that hired me for the fiber optic stuff, and I learned that, man. And once I learned to master that, I started going back to the hood and getting all the guys that really wanted to change. You know what I mean? And I got guys fresh out of jail, 25 years, trained them. They got big houses now. 23 years, did a life sentence. They home. I got over 30 guys that I changed their life. You know what I mean? Then they all, and you see me, you know what I'm saying? Every time you see me, I got somebody. I'm training them. And, you know, I'm training these guys, man. I done train companies now. You know, so I changed a lot of lives, man. I said, God gave me the gift. I gave it back to him, you know, so I'm doing God's work now.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. I'm proud of me too.